Hello! Today we will prepare a beautiful lemon pie with an Italian meringue and a shortbread pie crust. So for the shortbread pie crust you need cold butter. You can take salted or unsalted butter, it's up to you. Then I'm adding icing sugar. Then all-purpose flour. As explained, I suggest you to buy a scale, so in order to have the exact weights in grams and not using cups or teaspoon. So here you can see the quantity in grams and also the quantity in cups and tablespoon or teaspoon. But it's easier and better to use a scale in grams, and then you can tear the value to 0 and then continue. So, but it's up to you. And then I'm adding almond powder or almond meal. Voilà. Then cornstarch or Maizena. And last but not least, a pinch of salt. So this pinch of salt is not needed if you are using salted butter. So in this recipe I'm using unsalted butter, therefore I'm placing a pinch of salt to have a little character and taste and contrast in the crust. So in the shortbread pie crust, the butter is very important. So the secret for a nice crispy shortbread pie crust is to keep during all the process from now until the end, until you bake it in the oven, a cold butter. So you will see after each step I will place the crust or the dough in the fridge in order to cool down again the butter. So here, as you can see, we have cold butter, and then I will use a spatula in order to cut the butter in very small pieces. So with this technique I will mix the cold butter with the flour, but without creating gluten. Gluten is created, for example, when you make a pizza or a bread. You have to malax the dough, you have to malax the flour, and then you will build gluten, so the bread or the dough will have strongness, flexibility. And in this case, in the shortbread, we want no flexibility, no strongness, something very dry and sandy. Therefore, we keep the butter cold and we avoid to malax during a long time the dough. now all the dry ingredients are ready. This is not dry, this is full with butter. And now I will add my egg. So full egg, complete egg at room temperature. And then you take a fork and you will just mix the ingredient together. Now the recipe is almost finished, we just have to mix everything together. So here the butter is still cold, and by malaxing now we will increase the viscosity. So you can prepare the dough the day before or 2 days before and just store it in the fridge. So you're not forced to make everything the same day. So now you see the dough has a nice color. This is so yellow, and also it's becoming sticky. It's not dry anymore. You see. So this is the perfect consistency, you see. Voilà. So as explained, it's important to not mix the dough, the ingredients, the cold butter together too long. If you will mix the ingredient too long, then the butter will melt completely, or will get sticky, and then you will also create gluten. So it's important to really just shortly mix the ingredient together. And then you can wrap the dough. So now I will place the dough in the fridge for 1 hour, or you can place it in the freezer for 15 minutes. And with this dough you can make 1 big pie, 2 medium pie, or 6 small pie. And in this video I will only make small pie, just to show you the technique. And it's up to you to decide if you want to adapt the size and the thickness of the crust. So see you in 2 hours.
2 hours later.
So for the shortbread pie crust, you take your dough. This one is cold now. So the butter is cold now. And then I will divide it in 2 parts. And then you take oven paper or baking paper, first one, you put the dough on the paper, and then a second one here. Then a rolling pin, you can press. It's important to roll out the dough carefully, to not press too much. Otherwise you will have some damage around, you see. And then to turn it 90 degrees. And the dough must be cold, so the butter must be cold. Otherwise you will get a crepe or pancakes. And then it's up to you to decide the thickness of your pie crust. If you like a big crust, a small crust, so it's up to you. If you have a big pie crust, it's a little easier to form the pie. You will get less damage. And then the idea is to create a disc and to place later the disc with the dough disc here inside, and to make a nice tart. So this is the idea to create this shape. So you just first have to select your shape, which size, and then to cut a paper matching exactly the size, and then with this paper to find a tool to get this shape. So I use this cover, and this is exactly the same diameter, you see. So now I know we can use this cover, remove carefully the paper, and you have to pull in this direction. Tack. And then you can just press. You see now that the dough is very sticky. The butter is melted. Therefore, before placing this dough here inside, we have to put it again in the freezer for 15 minutes to get a better structure. Otherwise, if you place directly the disc here inside, you will not get so a nice result. So I will show you the two method one with the disc in the freezer, and method two, the classical method. You see now we have a perfect circle. Perfect circle. Very good. And then you take your circle and you place it in the freezer or in the fridge, just to have again a cold butter.
20 minutes later.
And this is the disc, the first disc, frozen disc or half frozen disc, and you will see if it's easier to place it. So here, first, as you can see with this disc, which is half frozen, I'm able to take it. I'm able to place it, which is without any damage, which is more easy, which is easier. And then I can place it here. You see? And try to match the size or the shape. It's still a little complicated, but less complicated as the other one. And then you can take fork and make some perforation. We will make perforation because we will make a blind baking. So we will bake it blind, means empty, without any fluid or fruits or cream. It's important to make a lot of perforation, very deep, in order for the humidity and the steam to go out through the perforation. Without any perforation, you will get some bubbles, some mountain, some deformation, and this is not what we are looking for. And also regarding the perforation, as explained later, we will place a lemon cream, and the lemon cream has a very high density, so the lemon cream will not go through the perforation. So this is a big advantage of this lemon pie. So now we have the two crusts, and I will place it in the oven until you get a lightly golden brown color. So about 12 and 15 minutes. 15 minutes. So for the lemon cream preparation, I'm using lemon juice. You can take fresh juice or juice from the bottle. So I'm using juice from the bottle because it's easier. And caster sugar. And then you can take the juice and the lemon and place it on the fire. Now I'm using 4 eggs at room temperature. First one. Second. Huevo número 3. Y el último huevo, el huevo número 4. And then again cornstarch. Then you take a fork. So you see now the lemon and the sugar is boiling. And then you can add slowly the lemon and the sugar and the egg inside and whisk all the time. To cook the eggs, then you can place again preparation here at medium heat. I ideally use a spatula in order to not burn the bottom of the cream, of the lemon cream. Okay, you see now the viscosity is good. So now at the end I will add a cold butter to have more gloss and more shine. So you see now the lemon cream is finished. It's still a little hot. And now I will add the lemon zest. So it's important to not cook or bake lemon zest, otherwise you will get bitterness in your cream. Therefore, you can use some bio or without any chemical lemon and add some zest. And I like also to use the green one, the limette, and you will get more contrast in your cream. And now we will store the lemon cream in the fridge.
2 hours later.
And what you can do also is to take a grinder and to clean a little the surface to get a nice corner. And then you take your lemon cream. Then you take your lemon cream. This is cold, coming from the fridge. And you just have to fill it. With a spatula. And then what you can do is take a green lemon or yellow lemon and to place a little zest. I'll take the green one because you will have more contrast. But it's not mandatory. So for the Italian meringue we will prepare syrup, sugar syrup with water. Sugar. And then you just have to cook it until you get the requested temperature. This is soft boil stage.
Perfect.
The sugar syrup is very hot. Then you take 4 egg whites and you start slowly. And then you can add slowly the sugar.
A few moments later.
See, this is perfect.
Perfect.
Muy bien. So regarding the quantity of Italian meringue, this is also up to you if you like to have a lot of meringue, a lot of Italian meringue, or just a little. So it's your choice, it's your decision. I will show you how I like to have my lemon pie. And then you take your torch